Welcome to the video. Today we're tackling the panic you might feel when a retirement calculator says you're doomed, even though you've already saved a solid amount. We'll explain why that happens, how to fix the inputs, and how to build a realistic plan. To begin, let's lay out what we'll cover. In this video, we will first identify why retirement calculators sometimes give terrifying results. Next, we'll discuss how compounding works in your favor. Then, we'll set realistic assumptions for returns, inflation, and spending. After that, we'll cover specific actions you can take, including the importance of consistent contributions and debt payoff. Finally, we'll include short quizzes to reinforce your understanding. Now, before we dig in, a quick but important disclaimer. This content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute personalized financial advice. Your situation, goals, and risk tolerance are unique. Consider consulting a licensed financial professional before making decisions. With that said, let's move into the core problem. Why calculators trigger panic? Many retirement calculators either default to unrealistic settings or require you to input key assumptions that are easy to miss. Common culprits include assuming zero future contributions, very high monthly retirement income targets, or overly aggressive inflation estimates. These combinations can dramatically overstate how much you need and understate how far your current savings will go. Now let's visualize how these assumptions lead to scary outputs. This flowchart shows the logic error path. If a calculator assumes no future contributions, the projection automatically becomes extremely pessimistic. Next, if the retirement income target is set unrealistically high, such as $10,000 per month in today's dollars, and then compounded for decades of inflation, the target amount becomes enormous. Finally, if inflation assumptions are set too high, the target balloons further. Conversely, when future contributions are included and the spending target is reasonable, the result becomes balanced. With that framing, let's talk about your strong starting point and why compounding is your friend. If you're 33 and have already saved $125,000, you are well ahead of many peers. Using the rule of 72, which is a quick mental estimate, money doubles approximately every 9 years at about 8% annual returns. Over 32 years to age 65, 4 doubling periods are possible. 125,000 doubles to 250,000, then to 500,000, then to 1 million, and finally to around 2 million. This illustrates the strength of starting early. Next, let's map those doubling milestones over time. This timeline illustrates approximate doubling periods, assuming an average 8% return. At age 33, the balance is 125,000. Around age 41, it doubles to approximately 250,000, then to 500,000 near age 49, to 1 million around age 57, and to 2 million at about age 65. These are illustrative, not guaranteed, but they show how time in the market fuels growth. Now let's shift from theory to a practical checklist you can use to sanity check any retirement calculator. Follow these steps to get realistic results. First, enter your monthly contribution amount, targeting around 15% of your income. Second, select a realistic long-term average return, typically 7 to 9% if you hold a stock-heavy diversified portfolio and stay invested. Third, set retirement spending in today's dollars at a reasonable level, not an arbitrary high figure. Fourth, choose an inflation rate consistent with long-term history, around 2 to 3%. Fifth, if you plan to pay off your mortgage before retirement, toggle that debt off, because eliminating a major payment reduces your required monthly income. Finally, rerun the calculator across multiple scenarios, baseline, conservative, and optimistic, to see the range of outcomes. Next, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Question: which single missed input most commonly causes a retirement calculator to show a frightening shortfall? Options: A. Forgetting to add future monthly contributions. B. Using a 7 to 9% expected return. C. Planning to pay off the mortgage before retirement. D. Setting inflation at 2 to 3%. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is forgetting to add future monthly contributions. When a calculator assumes zero contributions for decades, it severely understates your ending balance and leads to frightening, unrealistic shortfalls. Now that we've covered that, let's lock in realistic inputs with a quick framework and formula examples. Anchor your plan with reasonable assumptions. For returns, consider a long-run 7 to 9% range if you have a diversified, stock-heavy portfolio and can tolerate volatility. For contributions, automate about 15% of gross income and consider increasing that rate with raises. When budgeting retirement spending, model it in today's dollars and then adjust using an inflation rate around 2 to 3%. Critically, eliminating the mortgage before retirement can materially reduce your required monthly income. The included formulas are simple approximations. Future value combining a current balance and ongoing payments, a safe withdrawal rule of thumb in the mid 3% range, and the rule of 72 for doubling time. With the inputs in place, let's compare retirement with and without a mortgage. Comparing retirement with an ongoing mortgage to retirement with the mortgage paid off shows stark differences. With a mortgage, you require a higher monthly income to cover the fixed payment, which increases the withdrawal pressure on your portfolio. That leaves less flexibility during market downturns. In contrast, if the mortgage is eliminated, your monthly income need is lower. This reduces the withdrawal rate and makes the plan more resilient during periods of market stress. Now, let's put some numbers into a simplified example plan. This table shows a simplified, illustrative plan. The individual is age 33, with $125,000 saved already. They contribute 15% of income and assume an 8% long-run return, with inflation at 2.5%. The plan assumes the mortgage is paid off before retirement and targets a withdrawal rate between 3.5% and 4%. These values are examples to guide your own inputs rather than prescriptions. Next, a quick second quiz to reinforce what most reduces required retirement income. Question: which action most directly reduces your required retirement income? Options: A. Targeting a 9% average return. B. Eliminating your mortgage before retirement. C. Using the rule of 72. D. Setting contributions to 15%. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is eliminating your mortgage before retirement. This action directly reduces your required income by removing a large, fixed expense. Lower required income means a smaller withdrawal rate and a more robust plan. Now for one more visual to understand where your retirement dollars may go. This pie chart will display an illustrative breakdown of retirement spending categories. Housing is set at 25% but could be lower if the mortgage is eliminated. Healthcare is 15%, reflecting premiums and out-of-pocket costs. Food, transportation, utilities, and insurance reflect regular living expenses. Leisure and travel represent discretionary spending, while miscellaneous captures everything else. These percentages are examples and will vary based on lifestyle and location. Next, let's crystallize the most important takeaways. The key takeaways are: do not panic when a calculator shows an alarming result. Fix the inputs first. Always include future contributions and aim to automate around 15% of income. Use realistic assumptions, such as 7 to 9% for returns and around 2 to 3% for inflation. Eliminate major debts, especially your mortgage, to reduce required income in retirement. Finally, rely on time in the market to harness compounding. We'll wrap up with a brief summary and your next steps. In summary, if you have $125,000 saved at age 33, you are starting from strength. Many calculators assume the worst, but by entering realistic returns, adding future contributions, and removing major debts such as a mortgage before retirement, you can meaningfully lower the income you will need. Keep contributing, stay invested, and run multiple scenarios to understand your range of outcomes. Finally, here's how you can support the channel and continue learning. Thank you for watching. If this video helped, please like it, share it with someone who needs a calmer perspective on retirement, and subscribe for more practical financial content. Let us know in the comments what assumptions caused your calculator to panic and how you adjusted them. See you in the next one.